hardware and building supply dealer will not be undersold and will match any competitor's price on the exact item. On sale at Harris Ace, get a Stanley retractable utility knife, regular price $9.99. It's now only $3.99 with Ace Rewards card. And don't forget, Harris Ace is your place for X-Mart mowers, Traeger grills, Yeti coolers, Customar sunglasses, and your hometown Yellowwood pressure-treated dealer. Harris Ace Hardware on West Cherry Street in Jesup.
Time now for a look at the latest in local sports. In sports, the Atlanta Braves are back in first place after sweeping the doubleheader yesterday against the Marlins on Monday. Game 1, Braves win 9-1. Game 2, 6-1. A game lead over the Phillies, who will be taking on Boston the next few days. Chance to possibly gain some ground in the division. Braves rookie slugger Ronald Acuna Jr. is red hot, led off both games with home runs, and now has hit a home run in the past 4 games. The 20-year-old becomes the youngest player in the majors to hit homers in 4 straight games, the first player to do so since 1920. He's only the 4th player to hit a pair of leadoff home runs in a doubleheader in the majors. The 2 others, Ricky Henderson and Harry Hooper, both those players in the Hall of Fame. Braves and Marlins tonight in Atlanta, game time 7:35. We've got varsity girls softball action for you this afternoon here on the Big Dog. The girls taking on Coffee County. It's a 5 p.m. start, varsity game only. It's the first of 3 games this week for the varsity girls softball team. They're also at home against Ware County this Thursday for the first region game of the season. That's a 6 p.m. start, and then on Friday they host Jones County, and they will have that game for you as well. Again, both Thursday and Friday games are set for 6 p.m. Pre-game show begins 4:50 this afternoon as the girls take on Coffee at 5 p.m. Varsity volleyball season begins today on the road at South Effingham. The volleyball team opens up their home schedule this Thursday with the matches against New Hampstead and South Effingham. First matches on Thursday is at 4 p.m. Cross-country team headed to Perry, Georgia for the Saturday race at 8 a.m. It's the Mid-State Classic, kicks off their season. NFL rosters being trimmed over the past few weeks. That's the reason for the 4 preseason games. In Jacksonville, a young rookie cornerback out of Stanford, Quentin Meeks, trying to make the team, almost had an interception in last week's loss to New Orleans. After the game, we caught up with him in the locker room and talked to him about his trying to impress the coaches enough to make the Jacksonville Jaguar squad. Quarterback, rookie, Stanford, trying to make this team. How do you think you're fitting in?
I think I'm fitting in nicely. I still got more work to do. Still got to get better. One thing that's been nice since I've gotten here, since OTAs and minicamp, I've gotten better each day, and that's just been my focus. I'm just trying to do whatever I can to make this team and give as much effort and make as many plays as I can. And I've got great coaches that are coaching me and putting me in the right positions, and I'm just trusting my technique and making plays.
You made a play. Almost had the interception at one point.
Almost. I got to attack the ball more, but, at least I got my hands on it. Now I just got to finish it.
You were on special teams as well, or you doing everything you can to make the team? Or?
Yeah, so I wasn't on special teams today, but, as the preseason goes on, I'll be on more of them. But I would have got in at the end of the game there, but we just didn't have opportunity. So, however I can help this team out, whether it be, I'm just trying to do what I can to make this team.
I understand, but how's the adjustment from college to pro? What's the biggest? People talk about speed and what's the biggest adjustment you've seen?
I would say just the level of competition is more consistent. I've played against some great players in college, some great quarterbacks, some great receivers, but the consistency level wasn't as much as it is in the NFL. Every day in practice, I'm getting so much better because I'm going against the best in the world every day, on this team, and the receivers on this team are making me so much better. And so when I go against other receivers, I just trust my technique because I know that I'm going against great competition every day, so I can hang with anybody.
There are some good secondary players back there. Is Jalen then helping you?
Oh, yes. I mean, I got the 2 best corners in the league to learn from, and Jalen and AJ. I'm just a sponge and watching what they do and, in practice, see what they do in games, just trying to pick their brains. And I've learned so much from those 2, and, I hope to continue to learn from them and, just try to take some things from their game and put it into mine.
Okay. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Again, those comments of Quentin Meeks, that cornerback out of Stanford, trying to make the Jacksonville Jaguar squad. In the game, the first team offense went right down the field and scored. After the game, starting quarterback Blake Bortles said he was pleased with the opening drive.
Yeah, I did. And, it's kind of what we want to do and how, we want to be as an offense, is be able to do what we did last year and do it better. We want to run the football and we want to do a lot of things off of that. So I think, to go out there without, 2 starting offensive linemen and, move the ball in the wrong game the way we did and hold up in the pass protection, I thought it was extremely impressive from the guys up front.
When you look at what Cody did today, he's obviously had a really good training camp. What have you learned about him as a player so far?
I think tonight was kind of because, everybody, or as a quarterback, it's easy to look good in practice, when nobody can hit you. And you kind of find out who you are as a player when you get a chance to go play against, live competition. And I thought he was awesome. Like you said, he's had a really good camp. He's a smart kid. He's picked up everything extremely quickly. And to kind of watch him go out there and run the offense and move the ball the way he did, it was fun to watch.
The drive you had tonight was sort of a continuation of what you've done in the offseason and in preseason. Did it feel just like a natural progression? Did it feel pretty smooth for you?
Yeah, it did. We were kind of talking about it, joking about it, that it kind of felt like we never left. Like we picked up kind of right where we left off last year. And it felt good. There's obviously some things we need to fix out of those 15 plays, some things we could have done better. But I think overall, as a first team offense, it was a successful outing.
How do you help Tanner kind of with his pocket presence moving forward?
It's tough. It's his first NFL experience. He's playing against his hometown team. He was fired up, and he did some good things. He's got to. He had some opportunities and did some things well. And it's just all part of a learning and growing process of figuring things out. It's a bit of a different speed than playing college football, and the preseason's even a little different than the regular season. So it's all it'll come with experience and more opportunities he gets.
Blake, take the touchdown play to the one that was on the timeline. What was the original call?
Yeah, it was just a naked. We were trying to get some shot in motion across the formation, trying to sneak them back out the other way, and see if we can get some of those guys kind of tucking inside a little bit. And they did a good job of staying out there and kind of covering everything up and. Kind of just had an opening. Everybody turned around and looked at receivers, so there's nobody from there.
Blake, on one hand, you said it's kind of like we just kind of picked it up and started again. On the other hand, Doug says, hey, every year you got to start anew. Can you feel that among your teammates that everybody understands, okay, we can build on what we had, but it is a brand new kind of season?
Right, yeah. I think as far as picking up right where we left off, with Nathaniel Hackett being back and the same offensive coordinator, running the same plays. For the most part, it's the same guys out there on the field together. But like you said, what Doug said, is exactly right. You start over every year. Nothing matters from the last year or the past. You got to find a way to go win football games and get to where you want to be. So it's definitely that.
And again, this comes up Blake Bortles after last week's loss in New Orleans again, but the opening drive took it right down the field and scored. Jacksonville's at Minnesota for week 2. The Falcons are at Kansas City. And the two teams meet a week from Saturday in preseason game 3 in Jacksonville. First official week of the high school football season kicks off this Friday, but the Wayne County Yellow Jackets have the week open. Jackets do not open up until the 24th at Long County. Jackets find themselves in the preseason top 10 in 5A football on the region opponent Ware County. Here's a look at your top 10. Number 1 is Rome. Number 2, Buford. Number 3, Warner Robins. Number 4, Carrollton. 5 is Stockbridge. 6 is Kell. 7 is Carver out of Atlanta. 8 is Jones County. Wayne comes in at number 9, and Ware comes in at number 10. State rankings are fun for the fans and media. It means absolutely nothing to this point. But it's interesting that Wayne is 9 and Ware is 10 in the preseason poll, as those are the same people that put out the rankings have Ware projected to win the region, and that makes no sense, mostly because Wayne will win the region just as we did last year. Games at home Friday, November 2nd will be for the region title. And with the game at JC Stadium, Donaldson Mather Field, Wayne wins and hosts round 1 state playoffs the week of November 9th. So get your tickets. Come enjoy some sausage dogs and hamburgers and hot dogs from the Touchdown Club. Going to be a fun season. First home game set for August 31st against Richmond Hill. Former Jack coach Matt Lazat, now the head coach over at Richmond Hill. That's going to do it for latest in local sports. Sports is brought to you each and every day this time by your friends at Harris Ace Hardware.
It's time to take an adventure. Join us for Barbecue Country August 18th and 19th at Wild Adventures Theme Park in Valdosta. Get ready for some slow-cooked goodness as the best grill teams around the South compete for a $10,000 prize, and you get to sample their barbecue for free that Saturday. On Sunday, the first 500 adults get a free silicone barbecue brush with a wooden handle. Plus, enjoy live country